Five, if it's such an important thing, you should have actually brought it in your first, second, third, fourth, fifth year. And now when you're doing it on a cloak and dagger manner. So actually, if you add up all this, I think this is something which possibly 80% of the House is for.
Mr. Singhvi, since you're a lawyer, I do want to ask you this question. As I was prepping for this interview, one of the arguments that was being made against the women's reservation bill, of course, one is the strike rate, that, you feel women, their success rate, their strike rate in elections is only 10%. So that is one argument that is made against it. The second argument, I was reading it, is that it strikes at the heart of the right to equality that the Constitution gives us.
Both arguments don't stand if you look at them carefully. They don't really stand at all. One, equality. Shreya, you know how much reservation we have if you exclude the de facto reservation? Formally, by law, you have 50% reservation allowed. If you actually see at least maybe 30% plus of the Indian population, or 40% maybe, I don't know the exact figure, live in states which have reservation far in excess of 50%. Tamil Nadu is one example, is running at 70-75%. So many other states. Now, equality simply means at the worst, I'm now not arguing, I'm saying at the worst against the point which I'm projecting, against the point. Equality means don't exceed 50%. What are these bills doing, the women reservation bill? It is not exceeding 50% anywhere for women. So, equality principle will not be violated. Let us pass it, and then let us see which court will strike it down. The population of women is roughly 50%. I know it's not 50, I'm just saying roughly 50%. The bill, whether it has 33%, 44%, or 50%, how can it violate equality? Number two, equally fallacious is this argument about the strike rate. It's actually a bootstraps argument. You have never given women the chance. You have kept them behind. You have tried to, grudgingly give them small number of seats. And then you say that because they are toddlers, they've not started running, or they are poor runners. So it becomes a circular argument. The reservation is to make sure that they strengthen their toddling years. And within a few years, you'll find the strike rate will increase. Take the best example, Shreya. You know how much reservation is there in panchayats? Today, there are lakhs, people say exceeding millions, in fact, of women at different parts of the panchayat. More often than not, you go and deal in a panchayat, the opposite side of the table sitting to you will be a woman. Could be a sarpanch, could be a panch, could be something else. Now, when they started off, even today the allegation is they are proxies. Little bit for their husbands, for their brothers, etc. But that's changing. It's changing radically. Today, they are no more the easy proxies, which is a paradigm which you are used to. So, you just do a few months or a few years of women's reservation and you'll find that there is no question of strike rate. If you have a reserved seat for women, where is the question of a strike rate? What is the relevance? It is only to encourage parties to start giving seats for women.
Fair point. We spoke about the principle of equality, and since the women's reservation bill, if and when introduced, will be affirmative action at its best, is there then a case made for a quota within a quota? Because there are many parties from within the India Alliance that are talking about a SC/ST quota within this 33%.
Let's get first one thing clear. At the moment, as envisaged, there is no clash of quotas because we are not talking of the normal employment reservation or education reservation, which is the normal thing where you have 20%, 18% SC/ST, and then you have OBCs and all that. This is a separate reservation.